It's Ask the Expert here on CTV Morning Live at 9:27. We're with Recycle Frog. If you have questions, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. You can email and Facebook questions as well. We should point out that it's not just gold you deal with, right?
No, definitely. Silver right now, I would say, is probably, we're seeing more in terms of volume of silver.
Right.
Coins, the flatware, the tea sets, the things, again, that people have either been collecting or has simply sitting in the basement because they inherited it through their parents or whatnot.
So it's something to consider. Jewelry, silver, and gold.
Yeah, anything
all fall into that category.
Exactly. Anything that has, solid gold, solid silver.
Right.
We do see a little bit of platinum, but not very much because it's still quite fashionable and people want it.
Right.
But gold and silver, we literally buy pounds and pounds every week.
It'd be more apt that people would have gold and silver lying around versus platinum.
Yeah, and what's interesting is the trend lately is that we're seeing more and more men come in with bags of coins, which is interesting. We're buying hundreds of pounds every month of these circulation coins, dimes, quarters, half dollars, silver dollars from the 60s and 50s and earlier. Yeah. A couple of things I always say about that is you have to be very careful that you're not selling your collectible coins for scrap value. We buy things because we want to recycle them, so we're paying the scrap value.
You're not looking for collectible coins?
Well, we're going to help our customers identify those collectible coins, and if we can help them and refer them on to somebody else who can buy them at a collectible price, that's what we're going to do. And oftentimes we sit there with our computer and actually pull up some information and do a little bit of background information gathering for them and present that to them so that they can then go on and hopefully get more money elsewhere. By
the way, if you want to talk more with Recycle Frog in person, you do have two events going on today, right?
Yes. Yeah, we've got the Shankman Arts Center and we've got the Nepean Sportsplex, both events going on today from 11 to 5.
Right.
Yeah.
So find out more there. Or you can just call our show like Joy did this morning. Hi, Joy. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Very good. Thank you very much. Now, I mentioned not only gold that Recycle Frog deals with, because you've got a question about silver, correct?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
I have been cleaning out my basement, and I found a box of old silver. And that was my parents and some of my grandparents. And I wondered, do I have to really clean that up before I get it evaluated?
That's a good question, Joy.
Yeah, and it's actually quite common. Joy, definitely do not clean it up. And the reason why is, we're looking at the material because we want to recycle it. It's not being resold.
Good point.
So it's literally going to get packaged up and sent to our refiner and melted down. We're not cleaning it up to resell it at all. So I often feel very bad for our customers who come in and they sit there and they tell me they've spent hours cleaning their...
There's no reason to do that.
No, there's absolutely no reason.
It has no, it doesn't enhance the value at all.
Not at all.
Because it's based on weight.
It's based on weight, it's based on its purity, whether it's, 9
and you can tell with your machinery.
Absolutely. We do
even if it's dirty.
It doesn't matter what condition it's in. In fact, the worse condition it is, the less guilt you have when you're getting rid of it. So.
True enough. Yeah, if it's really nice and polished up and it happens to belong to your grandmother, it may have a little more value to you sentimentally.
And that's a very good point. Whether it's sentimental value or there's potentially some resale value to it, those are two things that we tend to steer away from. So if someone came in and they had a beautiful tea set in pristine condition from the 20s or 30s, and believe me, we've seen it.
Right.
We will simply, do a little bit of research again for our customers, see if we can find anything on the internet about that particular tea set, and then possibly refer them on to a reputable antique dealer and see if they can sell that on consignment for more money than just the melt value of the silver itself.
Gotcha.
Most times it's actually just worth its melt value, but there are some occasions where we come across things that are actually worth thousands of dollars.
I was going to ask you exactly where the recycled material goes. Like, what do you do with it once you've acquired silver, gold, and whatever?
We pack everything up. We've got a couple of different refining options that we send our material to in Toronto, depending on what the material is, but it gets all packaged up. It's sent to a large refiner in Toronto, and they melt everything down right there on the spot. Within about 72 hours, it's sent from us to the refiner, and it's melted down, and then we find out exactly.
Then what happens?
Well, there's a couple of things. Our relationship with that material pretty much ends at that point. The refiner calls us and says, "You've got this, number of $1,000.
This is your pounds or ounces, whatever.
You've got. Do you want to have that paid out into your bank account, or do you want to hold that physically? Most times we just have it. Our money is out of our bank, paid to the customer. So now we're expecting to have that replenished and put back in our account.
Right.
From that point, though, now the refiner has pure gold and silver. This gold and silver can then be, a whole bunch of different things can happen. It'll either be put into large bars, which financial institutions or governments may actually purchase to put in their own vaults. Simple little 1 ounce wafers may be created so that individual investors might purchase them. Somebody might want to put some gold in their own savings or in their own investments. Or they may be made into little pellets, pure gold and silver pellets, which can then be melted down by jewelers again and recreated
to make jewelry and so
to new jewelry. Or there's the technology industry uses a lot of gold in their manufacturing process. So it can go off into a whole bunch of different areas.
It's a very interesting world. Okay, we're going to take a break, but coming up, we're going to talk to you about questions you should be asking when you go to see someone like Recycle Frog, and the 3 things you should never say in front of anybody who you're selling your gold or silver.
Could save you thousands of dollars.
We'll be back with that and more here on CTV Morning Live and Ask the Expert.